Good morning and welcome everyone to this new video. Today we are going to talk about the Warlock, so the DPS Warlock, the Hellbringer. And to start the video, for sure we're going to talk about the race. First of all, yeah, I have the Sun Elf, and yes, the Sun Elf is not the best for DPS, but you have to keep in mind my Warlock is built for healing, so there are some points that are not that good for DPS, but I will explain everything. So the best races for the Warlock DPS are Human, Dragonborn, Wood Elf and the Gith. Because we want the Dexterity and the Intelligence. The Intelligence for the magical damage boost and Dexterity for sure for the critical stability. And the movement speed, don't forget that. For the ratings we need as DPS Warlock are the same as every other DPS class. So for Tom we need 80k and 130k from combat advantage, but 80k from armor penetration, defense, critical strike and accuracy. For the new dungeon we need 85k and 135k. So defense is also at 85, but it is completely doable with just 80 or 78. So you should have about around 85, but a little bit below is also okay. Your HP should be around 310 and 350,000 HP. And for sure it's helpful to have a Bark Shield enchantment. For the gear on the character, it's basically the same gear as every DPS should have. So I have the wrong feats, I know, but I didn't drop the one I want already. You should have the Rusted Iron Leggings for 5% more outgoing damage. If you have how it's called, Tactical Enchantment rank 15, you can don't know how it's called in English. You have to take care about the decreasing incoming healing by 25%, because if you have lower healing incoming, around 25% to be exact, it's very bad for a heal paladin to give you a shield or so. So that's that point why you should have tactical enchantments if you use Rusted Iron Leggings. For the arms we use the new ones from the new dungeon, so the Lion Guard's Right Wrist Guards. You gain 25k at 250 power when you strike an enemy, lose a stack when you are struck. So you basically have all the time the 250 power 2 times stacked up, and if you calculate that together with the old ones, so the Primal Rage Shabbas, you have the same amount of power, but you have more stats overall. So the new ones are way better than the old one. For the armor you stay at the Ebonite State Ropes, and you should have Bark Shield enchantments, and in the defense slot you can have Black Eyes if you are very low at defense, but the best is, I don't have anyone of them inside my character at the moment, I think. The best you should have are Brutal Enchantment rank 15 for more defense and maximum hit points. And you also should have one Tenebrous Enchantment rank 15 or 14, how you have them laying around. So this is a Twinkie, it's not the best stuff. Like I said before, for sure you have the Lionhead weapons, and on the weapon you increase the damage of Hellish Rebuke. And on the Grimoire you are boosting your power and your critical stability. The best neck waist artifact set is the Hallister Blast Scepter for 5% more damage if you're standing still for 3 seconds. you almost have it all the time when you fight. So it's really the best thing you can do, and the 5% are all the time up. For the rings, you should have 2 times the ring of the spy. For sure, if you don't have the stats, you should lower the level, the amount of ring of spies. So I only can put in 1 to still have stats I can use. For the shirt, you use the, I don't know how it's called in English, but if you have over 75% of your stamina, you gain 3% more damage. You should have that shirt. For the trousers, you use the old trousers from the expeditions. Whenever you critical strike with your powers, you gain action points. And action points are great, so we love the action point game. For the artifacts, I use the storytellers 3 times for more HP, and the active one, the storyteller involvement journal for more IP gain. But if you don't have them, just take any other like Wyvern or Staff of Flower or Trobian's Ring to have more stats overall. Let's go on with the boons. For the companion boons, just use power, HP, the movement speed, the companion influence. Here the stats you still need. For the new dungeon, you can use the demonic mastery for 5% more damage against demons. I think demons, yeah. At tier 5, use the critical severity, and the action point for master boon, use bloodlust to increase your action point gain and do a little bit more damage overall. For the stronghold, use power, the revive sickness to reduce the effects of the sickness stacks, so you don't lose so many stats if you die. Use defense or HP, also hit points. If you're low at hit points, use hit points. If you're low at defense, use defense. For the companions, I use the same companion gear as for the roach. So Pearl Ring of Companion, Gold Leaf Grimoire of the Companion, and Silver Talisman of Companion. So use Empowered Runestones in there for more power, and Bonding Runestones as Runestones for sure. In the character, I almost forgot to say, use Bark Shield enchantment for the armor enhancement place, and Billiton enchantment for the weapon enhancement slot. And for sure in the offense slots, you use the Radiant enchantment except of 1 slot where you use the Tenebros enchantment. And in the utility slot, use Tactical enchantment for more incoming healing. Let's go back to the companions. Here use Baby Deepcraw for 8k power, use the Raptor Instinct for 10k power if you have a full group where everyone is using the Raptor. Use the Mercenary for 4k power, and in here you can use the Minstrel or the Slime. And on this corner you can use the Githyanki, or if you want the best solution, the most power in here, use the Alpha Compi. Many of you don't know, but in German the Alpha Compi has a long name. Might be interesting. For the mounts, use 10k power, and in here use a Swarm or a T-Rex or the Tensor for Tensor for more power on your own, or the T-Rex or the Swarm for debuffing the enemy. One corner. So in here I used almost dominance, only dominance insignias for more power and companion influence. And at the Gladiator Skull I use 1 enlightenment insignia of skill, because the brutal was too expensive in my opinion. Okay, so we have everything except of the powers, which is the most interesting in here, I think. So let's start For the advils I use Hellish Rebuke and Hand of Blight melee. You need the Hand of Blight melee to regenerate the soul sparks, and the Hellish Rebuke for giving a dot damage on the enemy. For the encounters I use Blade of Vanquished Armies. It's also to speed up the regeneration of soul sparks. Then Harder's Grasp and Killing Flames. For the class features, use Deadly Curse for more damage if the curse is on the enemy, and All-Consuming Curse when Advil powers. So Advil powers also apply curse to an enemy. For the feats, use Double Scourge for more damage, increased by 10% from the Soul Scourge. And Warlock's Curse, you deal 12% more damage to targets afflicted with Curse. Risky Investment, Creeping Death. Creeping Death is stacking with other Warlocks at the moment. Don't know if they're fixing it in the next patch, but at the moment it's stacking with all Warlocks in your fight. And the last one is Soul Spark Recovery. For the class features, use All-Consuming Curse and Deadly Curse. I think I already said that. Yeah. For the daily, use Tyrannical Curse and Brood of Harder. And yeah, Brood of Harder is in here, but you only use Tyrannical Curse. So let's go on to the rotation and answer with 2 people. So I already said our Hellish Rebuke is doing a dot damage on the enemy. Because of our class feature, I think it's called class feature, yeah. Class feature, we are putting up the curse on the enemy, and our other class feature is dealing damage because of the curse. So for faster filling up our souls, we need the other. The Hand of Blight melee, the other Advil, I think it's called. So now are our souls full. With full souls, we are doing more damage overall. So now use the encounters, and then you can use tap to use this feat. Every 6 soul sparks spent on Soul Scourge reduce your encounter cooldowns by 1 second. So we are reducing our cooldowns, and then we are filling up our soul spark again. Use our encounters, use tap, and filling up our encounters. Also keep in mind to keep up the dot effect of our Hellish Rebuke. And it's a little bit buggy at the moment. I think we are going to fix this in the next few patches, because Blade of Vanquished Armies is used to fill up your sparks also a little bit faster, but it's a little bit bugged at the moment and don't refill your sparks at all. So don't worry if your sparks are not going up at all. It's a little bug at the moment, and we're not refilling that fast as they should do. That's how it goes. So, and don't forget about the daily. Use the daily also when the souls are complete full to deal more damage with the daily. Yeah, that's basically everything you have to know about the single target damage. Let's switch to AoE if we are allowed to. We need to get out of the fight to switch to AoE. So now we are at the AoE. And the class feature is one change. No Pity, No Mercy is in here at the moment. And the encounters also change. We use Hellfire Ring, Firebolt, and Curse Bite. So with Hellfire Ring we can put up the curse. With Curse Bite we removing the curse and doing damage in that way. And again the how it's called, Firebolt also applying the curse to the enemy, and with Firebite we taking it away from the enemy. So that's the way you deal damage to the mobs, because you can put on the curse on every mob very fast, and curse bite is putting it away and you do damage that way. And the damage is quite okay, so you are at mobs the same damage as our DPS. Yeah, that's basically everything you need to know about AoE. Also don't forget about the daily, it's always the same daily. And yeah, do damage. So now we are finished with the DPS and we are switching 1 second to the healer. Nothing really changed at the healer, it's the same encounters, clash features, feats as last mod. So I don't really need to say anything about this. You can just watch the video from last module. The only thing changed is in the character we used. Also I want to use all line guard armor for more stats overall. I hope you had fun watching this video and I didn't forget about anything. If I forgot about anything in this video, just write it in the comments and let me know so I can add it in the description of this video or in the comments. If you have other questions, just ask me. If you liked the video, just leave a like and we see you next video.